That's a game changer. I really like that. So something that I've mentioned countless times before with Trove that is very lacking right now is that we need a fragment system. So when you loot collect gear, it should turn into fragments that you could then use to slowly craft your way up to a guarantee of getting like C4, C5. But now you're saying that we essentially have that, in that there is a chance to get a loot box out of dungeons that does have a karma bar that guarantees you a C4 or a C5 when you max out the karma, if you're at 45k PR. Because that means that finally you don't have to rely 100% on RNG. I mean, obviously it's still a random chance, but I like that. That's a very welcome change. You can also get keys with qubits or credits that are 100% guarantee a C5, I'm pretty sure. Where are those keys? Hold on. That would be the cash shop option. Let's see. Oh, you scumbag, you sneaky snake. Goody, more qubits can be spent on things. Isn't that awesome? Okay, he's got each type of mold. For flux, I like that. I like that a lot. It's a pretty minuscule amount of flux when you think about it, but whatever, I'll take it. Why does he only have one crafting table for sale? That's a bit weird. Guarantees a rare result when opening Gear Crafter's vault. Where do you... Oh, and the vaults are just from dungeons. Guarantees a rare result. So it's RNG and it's... I didn't even notice the more expensive option. Oh my god, devs. I'm not against you monetizing this game, but you need to get your head out of your ass. You need to start playing the game, because you need to realize no one's gonna do this and no one's gonna do this. It needs to be cost effective for players to actually want to do it, bro. There is no reason that anyone would ever go for these rather than just simply grinding more dungeons. They did this with the martial arts profession too, or not the martial arts, the mystic arts profession, where they had these loot boxes that would give you a chance of getting all this mana and crap. And I tested it. $100 on those boxes averaged out to being like maybe 2 or 3 hours of grinding. We're not talking days worth of grinding free to play. We're talking mere hours. And this seems like the same case. You can get enough boxes to trigger karma in 5 minutes. Exactly. So why? Oh, I want to be clear in my frustration. My frustration is because I want this game to succeed. I want them to make money. But if they keep making decisions like this, Trove is slowly going to bleed dry, and eventually they're going to be like, yeah, we're turning the servers off. Like, I know that this was a game ago decision to end up making some sort of monetary gain towards the gear, but again, like its value is not equal. Here's what the devs are going to do. If they actually like take my criticism to heart, or like players' criticisms to heart about like how useless the shop is, their logic is going to be, well, we'll make these boxes way rarer. That's not how you bring up the value of these keys. You want to know how you make these keys seem more valuable? Make them cheaper. Make them not require days worth of qubits, even if you have patron. Because guess what, devs? There's already so many different things that require qubits. It's actually insane. And there's nobody on this earth who's gonna spend 10,000 credits, $50 for how many? For 10 random pieces of high-tiered crystal gear. Rarely contains equipment based on your current class and power rank. So these boxes are potentially a beginner's trap. Because if you don't have a high enough PR, namely you have to be at 45k in order to actually get you C5 rolls, like let's say you're like a super pay to win freak and you buy this, which is $50 by the way. That's 10 chances to end up getting C5 or C4 gear. If you don't make the mistake of opening those boxes on a lower PR class. because it's not tied to your account level or your highest PR'd character on your account. No, it's just tied to the character that you have currently equipped. So you could just, oops, just wasted $50. Better yet, buy Terraria for you and like 5 of your friends. Not to mention that this is $50 American, by the way, which the conversion rate in Trove is like ridiculous. For me, this is like the equivalent of a full price video game. I am not against them trying to monetize these things in Trove. My issue is them charging premium prices for items that the devs clearly have no idea what the in-game value is. The fact that I and many other endgame players are sitting here going, why would I ever spend this much money at a chance of getting Crystal 5 gear? Why? There's nothing in, as I said previously, there's nothing in the game that challenges us. You know, there's no reason behind this purchase. If it was like maybe half the price or whatever, or way cheaper into the point where it was like affordable, then at least it would be like, okay, some people might go for this. But they're charging so much for it that it just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, that's I couldn't have put it better myself, Fish. There hasn't been a reason for pay to win since the Paragon Pinatas. Yep. I honestly, as much as the Paragon pins were overpriced, I was okay with their implementation. It was stupid, but at least it made sense, you know? Does that mean that C5 rings are gonna be a thing? Because I don't want them to be. Oh, Lord. Can we get these on the test server? No, why would that make sense? It's only the test server where we want to test this out. Where are these new boxes? All right, let's see here. So we can trigger karma. To clarify, these boxes have keys that can guarantee you the karma drop that are for qubits or for credits. But more importantly, you have to be very, very careful which class you're on when you open these boxes. Because your PR determines the drops. Okay, well, either way, there we go. We got a 3-star 4-face. That's not awful. Oh, it's not in your collection. Ew. So there's new styles related to this. Okay. The amount of these resources are so minuscule, but it's just another box that we get out of dungeon, so why not? You know, like, I'm okay with it. That's still really good, come to think of it. Like, that's super easy as far as getting like C4 gear. That's very approachable. But then again, of course, I'm a freak and I have like over 45k, so. But let's see if we can get lucky here. I'm just opening these very slowly because I want to see what the drops are. They're pretty bad. Hey, there's a C5 bow, 2-star. Okay, not bad. I'll level this one up and we'll see how that is. Unfortunately, because the ones that the boxes drop do have stars in them, it means these boxes are now the most efficient way of getting crystal gear. Because long term, you're gonna save a lot more resources leveling it up, as Kev said, leveling it up from a 2-star rather than getting those 2 initial stars. Let's watch the rare drops before we do some forging. Keep getting these like, oh, C5, okay. Cool. The issue is that the crystal gear is actually easier to get than it is to forge.